Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Ranwin Parked. This is episode number 41 with myself, Cone Dodger, and Kurt J. Mack. That's it.
And nobody else.
Nobody
Hello.
else. We got nobody. We got nobody to shoehorn into this at last minute. ZK is not here because of ZK reasons. He'll be back next time. Unless, he just decides that he... Wait a minute, after a week, I realized I didn't enjoy doing this at all.
Yes. Boy, my schedule sure has opened up.
It's possible. I don't know if this has reduced the amount of time I spent on, like, Craigslist or Marketplace or increased it. But I don't think it's done any well for it, honestly. Now it's just, like... I don't know. Now I browse the same amount as I used to, but I now specifically browse for things for the show too. So,
right, yeah. Stuff that you would normally glaze over.
Right. I may have accidentally caused myself more of a problem instead of solving the problem. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Not this.
CK.
You could do not this.
No, I still like it. Sorry, you're not off the hook yet.
Dang, I knew I should have had a lawyer look at that contract.
I kept trying to think of a clever way to like describe why ZK is in here, but the only thing I can think of is that he's expanding the fleet.
Yes.
Mystery, intrigue. I don't think we have any specific news this week, but I did want to give a little bit of an update to some Ranwin Park, like, specific projects. I realize most people that watch things on this channel probably already know, but I think the original Ranwin Park purchase was the ramp truck. Am I wrong about that? Or did you... No, you didn't snipe anything first, right?
When does the ramp truck precede the SVX?
It does, but I'm now
Okay.
wondering if maybe ramp truck... No, it wasn't before the show. Because I remember having ramp trucks on the show before I got that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, that one that has now ended up with 2 purchases from the show is up and running again. That's been a lot of work. It's very funny to like take something that technically works and is running and then completely ruin it in every way in order to try and fix it to be better than it used to be. It's a very daunting thing to take something that technically works and make it not work. So that moment of like it technically working again is a very big relief. And,
right, because that was further away than from when you started.
Right, exactly. I had made it essentially worse than the vehicle I had purchased.
Yeah.
That's an awkward feeling.
Have you done engine swaps before?
Specifically swaps to a different like engine? I guess the closest I've ever done is I've done an SR swap on a 240, which is like, is it really even a swap? Like it's just an engine from a different version of the same car, basically. But this is certainly the most in-depth thing I've ever done before. I've never done something that required like, all right, well, fabricate these things to make this work. So definitely, I would say this is the biggest undertaking I've ever taken on as far as a car project. And
No,
biggest.
biggest, both literally and figuratively. I would not touch such things with a 10-foot pole. No thanks.
Yeah, I agree. Years ago, like, it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I could do this. Like, I used to be much more timid, especially with, like, the wiring stuff of, like, nope, I'm gonna burn down everything if I try to touch that wiring. But, you keep messing up, and eventually your brain's like, I can figure this out. How's the other Ranwin Parked vehicle?
The 280Z, you say?
Mhm.
It's fine. Really nothing new to report there. I'm still incredibly bad at making choices. I got new wheels. Now I just need to find like the easiest thing is tires, but unless I'm gonna buy them online and just like have it taken care of that way, I having to like call a place.
I just bought my tires online.
Yeah, that's what I just have to do. I just have to pull the trigger and be like, blah.
Yeah, I just bought a set for the Audi. I was doing like the tire rack thing and like send to an installer, but they didn't have any of the installers that I liked. So I was like, I'll send me the tires. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know in my area. I mean, I haven't used anybody. I don't.
Yeah, same.
So I have no like history with finding who to do it or who I can trust or whatever. But yeah, no, there's. I mean, that's really the latest thing. Not much else. I'm sure I've driven it a couple times since the last time, and it runs and drives just dandy.
Danderific.
Yes.
Did you get your can of white spray paint to fix the wheels?
No. I thought you were about to say to like touch up the car. No, I need no.
Who cares about that?
Who cares about the car? The wheels.
The wheels, though. The wheels.
Brand new wheels. I am not going to paint them.
I am literally going to buy brand new wheels for the 240, and I will paint them immediately. That's just
this guy and his white valve covers and white tire wheels and
white tires. Yes,
white tires.
I'm here for it.
Forget white walls. Just the entire tire is white.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let's get the wheels turning on this episode. With Ranwin Park.
Sick.
Today I have a Ranwin Parked BMW 6 Series, which happens to be my favorite BMW, and one of, honestly, the only BMWs I like is the 1980s BMW 6 Series. These don't happen to be the, like, super desirable ones or anything, and I don't want the super desirable ones or anything, because you need a hefty wallet for those these days. But this is a pair, actually, of 85 633 CSIs, which of course makes sense to everybody. Actually, one of them's a 635 CSI.
Ooh, that means it has 3 more of something.
Something. and it's CSI. Wait, is that Law and Order or is that CSI?
Law and Order is CSI is the guy. Isn't CSI the guy who takes off his sunglasses? And then...
Oh yeah, you gotta go like, and then like, isn't it like rolling? Yeah.
Totally in key. That's watch out for that content ID right there.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Anyway. One is a 85 633 2-door coupe, 6-cylinder, 5-speed manual. Will run on spray, which I can only assume means nitrous, of course. Needs fuel system work and restoration. Clear title. No battery. Some punk censored stole the catalytic converter. Has some rear quarter rust. Was running and driving when parked. Also the other one's a 77 BMW 635 CSI automatic. Has rust. Was running when parked. Auto trans when barely moved. Has paperwork. Punk censored. Didn't manage to steal the catalytic converter. Starter wiring disconnected. May need starter. Parts car lots of rust. $1,400 for both cars. Separate 1,400. UTO. Have paperwork. Cars located at the VANC line. Within danger range of me. I'm in danger. Not in particularly great shape, unfortunately. Yeah. That's more than a little rust, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's like erosion.
Erosion. And I think this is the one that they were saying is the good one.
Right.
The other one has very similar rust in the rear quarters. So that must be like an issue with them. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, but look at the rockers on the white one. It's pretty gnarly.
I think I saw an AMC Eagle in the background of one of those shots.
Did you?
Just saying.
Is that it?
On the left there, yeah, I think so.
Eagle. Engine bay is pretty much factory. Doesn't look like it's been mucked with very much. Interior is Gross. I think gross is the word.
Gross would be the word.
Sitting for a long time. The other one, not much better. Not much better at all. What a weird dashboard, though, huh? Very fighter jetty.
Yeah, I was about to say a cockpit. Everything surrounds the driver.
And even like that, the way like the cluster kind of like bumped up like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen inside one of these. And that's pretty neat. I like that. Was there a picture of the other one? Or not? I thought there was.
Well, I mean, it's just the white and the brown one.
Oh, but it's not further back. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for $1,400, could you probably make a full car out of these? Maybe, but as a beater, ran when parked, sure, sure, maybe, but yeah, definitely a huge restoration project here. But
what you got to do is show up at the guy's place with a catalytic converter and be like, "I need a car that matches this."
Just any catalytic converter.
Yeah, I know, just anyone.
But then he'll be like, "You're the punk that stole my catalytic converter."
That is, the girlfriend has been telling me that apparently that is a thing. Like around here, apparently Priuses are getting their catalytic converters stolen.
Yep.
In a wave of catalytic converter crime.
They make a thing that you can, like, basically bolt around your catalytic converter to make it harder to steal. Like, it's a cage that you put in around the cat. It's pretty crazy. And if you're ever, like, browsing through Marketplace, you'll see these really skeevy-looking posts that are like, "We buy catalytic converters! No questions asked!" Yeah. Great. Fantastic. I always wanted it to happen to the 240 because they would be very disappointed when they took that one to get money for it. Because I don't think you're supposed to be able to see through those things, Kurt.
I see what you mean.
I don't think that one's got a lot of valuables in it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I thought it was a different Ramblin' Park, something that's a little out of the usual.
Yeah, I don't think we've had many, if any, BMWs in Ramblin' Park.
No.
Maybe like a 2002 or something at some point, but
Right, like a 2002, like a newer one that's broken.
yeah.
That was for ZK. That joke was for ZK. Everybody, don't attack me. It wasn't me.
Well, this one's for you, Cone.
Oh yeah, it is.
For $4,000, a 1974 Toyota Celica ST with the 18R motor, 4-speed, was driving when I parked it a mere 3 years ago.
Okay.
The car starts and runs if you put fuel or starter fluid down the car.
Oh, we got two back to back here of runs if you spray it.
Yada yada yada. It's fine. Nothing major. It did get backed into at some point. Rust in the battery tray area. Wheel well, rocker panel. Yada yada yada.
What's this at the bottom?
Yes, he also has a bunch of race parts.
What's a
If
5?
you want to make a pretty sweet hot rod.
He
has a 5VZ motor built by a friend. I don't know.
Supercharged 5VZ. You have a phone on me? What that is? There more? No. I don't know what that is. It's in reasonable shape. Toyota 5. This is usually ZK's job. Z.
5VZFE?
E. Is that a V6? Yeah, it's a V6.
It's a V6.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Supercharged V. Yeah, that would be. I mean, I have always thought like the Beams engine would be perfect for these, but
hold that thought. Just hold that thought for later in the show. But
okay.
Continue.
But a supercharged V6 would also be quite a riot. Oh, it's not in bad shape. I thought it was going to be much worse. Yeah, it's easily restorable. Well, easily, but it's easily, comma, restorable. Someone's already gone in and replaced the rockers. There's the interior. Yeah, it's in pieces.
There's the interior.
Yeah, But I mean, there's enough there that honestly, this is a project I would tackle. Like this is I would do this. $4,000 is steep in my opinion, but that's how
Right.
these things are. Oh, there it is. Wow.
There it is for you.
What a narrow angle V6.
True. Although I mean, you'd probably need a new hood.
Probably.
I have trouble believing that would fit all the way under there.
True. Huh. Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
It's got the good bumpers.
It's got the good bumpers. It's got the right. It's a coupe instead of a fastback. It's not a GT. I would always want a GT coupe because those are like the super rare ones. But I would let it slide. I don't know what it is really about these that I like so much. Like they're kind of goofy looking in some ways, but there's just something about them that I really always enjoyed the look, especially
They've
modified a little.
Yeah, they've got the muscle car hints,
Right?
but not so much that it's like a direct ripoff, like the fastback kind of just
the
looks like a direct
fastbacks.
ripoff
Yeah.
of a Mustang. So
Way
but
too
yeah.
much. Put a lip spoiler, like one of those chin spoiler things in the front of these, and it really spices that front end up, makes it look right. Because it looks a little, it looks like a Z that's missing its lip, you know, like it just looks a little dingly. Neat. So, got any extra room in that garage, Kurt?
No, I do not.
Sure.
I just bought a car cover for my lacrosse trek because I'm sick of it having an inch of sap and bird crap all over it every week.
Yeah, that's the TT for me. I feel bad. Makes me feel bad. All right. How about some mistakes? I fear I made a mistake here. I have a fear about this. That I've already literally had this very vehicle on the show. I don't know why. It didn't happen when I looked at it. But then, like, when I was putting the files together today, I was like, deja vu. I have never been a Corvette person. I've never liked Corvettes. I used to, like, specifically work on Corvettes as part of my living, and I hated it. But something has happened in this midlife crisis of mine or something. I've started to really like C4 Corvettes, which is even weirder because as a kid, that was my least favorite Corvette. But this 85 Corvette coupe is, I don't know, it's appealing to me for some reason. I don't know what happened.
I was about to say, if you cover the front half, the rear kind of looks like an RX-7.
A bit.
Like from the doors back.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly of the era. Like it has those looks, I don't know. I guess as a kid I was always like, oh, it's so plain. It's you know, at the same time as this was out, there was a literal Dodge Viper available that was many magnitudes more interesting looking. However, if you look at the price of this $5,000 vehicle and the price of the cheapest RT10 Viper you can find, there's going to be a discrepancy there. But there's not many C4 manuals, very, very few. And this is one of them, and it's in, like, not fantastic condition. It has the digital cluster and, like, the digital climate control and stuff.
Oh, man, look at all those vents.
So many vents.
We have nothing to put up here, Bob. Vents, more vents.
It's Chevy way. It's in pretty nice, it's a nice driver shape, I think. I don't think there was a lot of information. AC works, good mechanical condition, $6,000 or best offer. You could probably take it home for somewhere in that 5 range, and I think it would be, you know, a cool but not very obnoxious, like, Corvette to just drive around. Like, if you want to have the Corvette experience but not be like the I painted my taillights so you can't see them kind of Corvette owner, this is a good place for it, I think.
I do like those wheels. Those are cool wheels. I gotta say, I don't know that I've ever seen one of these with their headlights up.
Oh, up.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's not flattering, which is why you never see them.
That's actually not bad because they're flip over instead of they're not
Right.
pop-ups, they're flip overs. They're not bad. I feel like it's one of the better headlight. I feel like they look better than the C5 headlight. I always thought
Oh, they're
those.
okay. Yeah, they're pretty. They don't stick up. They're more of like a
No.
little rectangle than they are a square.
Right. It's not nearly as upsetting as the 928 headlights. Sorry.
Mm.
I was always. I think one of the main reasons I didn't like these is I don't like the LT engines, the LT V8. However, time has treated the LT V8 very well. The aftermarket has fixed a lot of the issues with these. So it's maybe something that you could actually live with now if you modernized it a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if there was ever a position in my life where I was like, I need a Corvette, this is the kind of one I would look for.
Stop everything! I need a Corvette.
Wait. How much did that hairline go back? Give me a Corvette right this instant.
It's the only thing.
And
And
hey,
here is another Celica, a 1984 Angry Butt Celica.
is that man pooping?
I don't know what that man is doing, but there is a man in a very compromising position sitting in front of this 1984 Toyota Celica. They're testing the waters. They do have the mod list up above.
Up above
Zero
where?
rust. By above, they mean in the pictures.
Oh.
I don't know. That was confusing too. I was like, does Facebook what?
I'm looking at the ceiling right now.
Um,
God,
I'm
what
not
is on this
personally-
Celica?
yeah, look up above. Consult a higher power.
All right, I'm gonna write that down. Continue, please.
Yeah, I don't. It's listed at 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what that means. They're
Right.
saying, "Let me know what you got," which is always annoying. Which means, whatever. But yeah, here's your just a bog standard 84 Celica with the beam swap.
But it's got the beams.
It's full of beams.
Full beams. Full beams on ITBs. The wheels are a bit. I guess they're okay.
Yeah,
It's
they're okay, but
it's not.
I'm not a big fan
Repulsive.
of them. Yeah.
I don't like the big stretchiness. Gosh, it always gives me this weird, like, every time I see the interior of one of these and I see the Supra, I'm like, but this isn't a Supra. I don't like the dash. I don't like the aftermarket, like, gauges of the dash.
Mm.
But sometimes it's just the way. It's got a limited slip in the back. It's pretty nicely done overall. Is that garden edging or is that a factory lip? That might be a factory lip. It could be garden edging though.
Could be, yeah. It might. There's a pretty significant seam in the middle.
Yeah. Coilovers,
Ooh.
204 horsepower at 7,880 RPM.
So right before it explodes.
I need it. Oh yeah, that's for me. Oh, look at that angry butt.
So angry.
So I mean, I don't know why, but it looks more angry than usual.
I think it's because it's a white car. It's such
Maybe.
more contrast.
So upset. Oh, there's your mod list. Interesting. Oh, they've converted to a Supra rear end. Got it. I was curious how they were handling that. Bunch of parts, 1-inch spacers all around. Okay, that's what
Safety.
those wheels need. A lot of stuff. Gosh, they must want a ridiculous amount of money for this.
Yeah.
I bet you they want like 10 grand for it. I would say. I mean, it's one of those cases of like, could you build this for 10 grand? Probably not. Is it worth 10 grand? Absolutely not. Even though it's, you know, a more quote unquote modern beams, that is not going to be a daily drivable car. Like that thing
No.
is going to be work to keep it up and going. But it is a neat build. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
It was just for you. Keep hearing about all these beam swap, and I finally found one to see what it's all about.
You know what needs a beam swap? The Z, of course.
Of course, yeah,
Oh,
that would just go perfectly.
That would just piss off the whole internet. Probably be more upset than if you did an LS swap. That's pretty funny though that you had a beams on the week that I said beams of beams.
It's almost as if we plan these ahead, which we clearly do not.
Obviously not. Obviously not. It's going to be, by the way, a little bit of a shorter show this week since we are down a person, and Xerxes back here has not given me a single ad. What are you even doing? Nothing. He's just sleeping. All right. Shall we go mild? With
Let's.
a 1987 Ford Thunderbird Sport Coupe. $2,000. It is a 1987
Oh, yes. My
One
favorite.
of those. 1987 Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. One owner car with 75,000 miles. It has, of course, been sitting in a barn for 10 years. Of course. Very little rust. Was a great running car when put away. More pictures upon request. I've always had a little bit of a sweet spot for this particular Thunderbird body style. It's kind of a neat look. And it gives me those 80s NASCAR vibes, which, yeah, like the two collide together, and it's pretty neat. But I always thought these Turbo Birds looked pretty cool with hood scoops and like the pointy nose. They look a little different than the regular ones. The backs, you know, take it or
the
leave
back's
it.
a little
Blah.
floppy.
Yeah. But the front's pretty cool. For what is essentially, you know, a Fox body Mustang that's a little bit longer. It's a pretty neat car. I've always thought those turbo, like the Turbo Mustangs and the Turbo Thunderbirds were neat, even if they would be loud trucks driving by. Even if they would be nightmares to maintain. Pretty, you know, regular Ford interior, but the two-spoke steering wheel is a choice.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like it belongs in the Batmobile.
Right. And of course, being, you know, stupid nerd cone dodger, it's a 3-pedal car, so that made me even more interested in it. That classic plush 80s style interior. It's neat. It's not crazy neat, but it's neat. Probably
It's mildly neat, yes.
mildly neat. I think it'd probably go in the category of a neat, like, first project car for somebody. And I actually knew a lot of kids in high school that had, because they were more common then, the like SVO Turbo Mustangs or Turbo Thunderbirds and stuff. And yeah, they were good enough cars. It wasn't like they were horrible to maintain or anything. And it gave them a sporty feel without being wrapped around a tree as quickly as the people that had the 5.0 Mustangs. Because, well, that happened a lot. But it's pretty interesting. Probably, you know, something you could do the whole Radwood circuit with.
True. Now, are these the ones that can take that 40s two-door Ford body kit?
Oh, no. I hope not. It probably is, but...
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because I think this is one of the better 80s Fords, like, as far as styling goes. They had a lot of misses in that era. And honestly, the Thunderbird in general, I feel like, had a lot of misses. I don't feel like many Thunderbirds have gone down in history as being, like, okay looking. Especially the last one. But that's as mild as I could find. It's even blue on blue. Does it get more mild than blue on blue?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. What's Kurt got then? Is it blue on blue on blue?
There's some blue. Now the car itself is more than mild, obviously. We are
Much more.
aficionados of
Honestly, the Brat has almost become mild to us just because we've had so many.
Yes, of how often it's brought up. But the thing that is mildly interesting is what has happened to this one.
Oh no.
I was first confused because the title says Subaru brought bratwurst. Subaru Brat hybrid
Okay.
for $2,000.
Now,
Now,
hybrid.
yeah, that word does not mean what this person thinks it means.
Hmm.
Because this is one unique brat. It has nearly zero emissions. Probably false. Thanks to its propane fuel system.
That's not what hybrid means.
No, it isn't at all. Um, Clean running, go anywhere rig. Uh, Topped off the protein. Now that they've got an infant, they cannot drive around in a ticking time bomb.
Oh, come on. What?
Uh,
Put the jumper seats back in. They're good to go.
oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen or heard of,
Oh,
for
top
good
off the
reason, why anybody
propane.
would do a propane swap.
You said top off the propane. That makes so much more sense than what I heard.
What did you hear?
Top off the protein?
Top off the protein. We're on a low carb diet here.
It is an awesome rig with character points, though. Like none
Mm.
other. All right, let's see with this abomination. Such a nice body, too. Like, this one's
Mm-hmm.
ready for me.
Mm-hmm. It even has like a ghosting of the B pillar art.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's not what I was expecting at all. That's like a propane tank for a house.
No room for those jump seats.
Oh, you put them on top of the propane, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's a choice. Now, is this branch on the bumper here to block the plate, or do we think that's there on accident?
I didn't notice that before, but now I do, and I think it's there to block the plate.
Are we aware of how poorly they did it?
Yes.
Oh man, it's got a winch.
It's got a winch, round headlights.
It's got the
Little
it's got the
manual.
realistic cassette player.
Very realistic.
Very realistic. Twin sticks. Very optimistic 80-mile-an-hour speedometer. It's got the plaid seats.
Yes, there's the blue interior. That's the best part right there.
Gotta have the plaid seats. And a propane line going into the engine.
Yeah, I don't know how or why or
It's really not that
why.
crazy difficult to convert gasoline engines to propane engines. In fact, like forklifts, like propane forklifts, they just have
Right.
gas engines in them. Like, it's just a regular gas engine. The question is why?
Yeah, why?
Why? Why have you done this? Why?
It's do you think it makes more or less horsepower now?
Oh, less.
Much less.
Propane engines generally make less power because propane has much less energy density. Why?
Why? Because zero emissions, because propane is not itself a fossil fuel that you burn.
Like, the reason they use propane engines in forklifts is whatnot is because I believe it produces a different kind of emissions. Like, it produces less carbon dioxide and monoxide, so therefore it's not as harmful to humans. Maybe it doesn't produce
Right.
any carbon monoxide, but it produces like more carbon dioxide or something like that. I'm not a chemist. I know there's a reason that they do it because it's safer for breathing.
Right.
However,
you use them inside factories and
there
stuff
is
like that.
there is still emissions.
Yeah, yeah.
There's still hydrocarbons being burned. It's a choice.
It is a choice.
I'd still buy it. How much was it? 2,000. I'd still buy it. I want to put a better. Honestly, what I want is second gen anyway, but I could live with this. I could live with it. Honestly, I want if I could have the two of them, that's the dream.
Oh, I didn't even notice the other one in the background.
Yeah, because they got a second gen in front. I just want to like do a little nose job right there, and that one has T-tops too. That's living the dream. Living the. You think the fuel tank's still in it, like the regular one? That'd be funny.
Probably. I don't know. This seemed a bit like a quick job.
A little bit of a hack job there.
We got this big propane tank from the house. What do you want to do?
We just got an electric stove. Got nothing to do with this thing anymore. Oh boy. Oh boy. Already to the best ads of the week. So fast, so swift. We must, though, determine who was the winner from last episode. Was it Kurt with the Bugger Truck?
A bugger trucker.
Bugger Truck.
They're all trucks. I just realized they all have truck beds.
Two of them were not actually trucks, but
Yeah, true, yes. One of them was originally that way.
ZK's interestingly painted dealership lowrider Mazda.
Mm-hmm. Halloween theme.
Or, yeah, the Halloween theme. Or was it the Chevette, right? Chevette truck, mobility scooter carrying bikini topped monstrosity from myself. It was me.
No, so close.
47%. Yeah, this was actually a much closer one than recent ones. So I had 47%. Kurt had 32%, and ZK managed to pull 21% of the votes. It was close. I feel like if it didn't have the mobility scooter in it, I don't think I would have had a chance.
True,
So,
yes. The mobility scooter clenched it.
I clenched it. Clenched is a funny word.
It is.
I thank them for taking the time to like lift up that mobility scooter into there. They secured me victory.
I don't remember. Was it included in the sale, or was
It was
just
not. It was just there.
Okay.
I was also informed by Juan Camino, my dad, that he had sent me this kit at some point. I don't remember when. Maybe when I was talking about Goods Beetle, he sent me this company that made these pickup truck conversions on boats. As he would do. As he would do. Well, it's just the two of us, Kurt.
Uh-oh. Head to head.
Head to head. It'll be decided amongst the original car YouTubers of the internet, us two. Nobody else came before us. And I'm throwing down the gauntlet because I got the best of Ford guy. This is a 1988 Ford F-350. No other available description of anything to do about this Ford F-350 other than the price includes all cost paid by the consumer except licensing costs, registration, fees, and taxes. This is a Ford F-350 monster truck, ? That is for sale at a car dealership with some interesting artwork on it.
This should have been your last week's.
Should have been.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know exactly why. I guess probably, like, have you ever, I can't believe I'm asking this question, honestly. Have you ever been to a monster truck show?
No.
I'm shocked.
Is that shocking? Honestly,
can't
the
believe it.
girlfriend wanted to take me to one on my birthday this year, but everything obviously ceased to be. So I was about to be, and then I was not.
Next year you gotta go.
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason that the bed is this way is because they give people rides in the bed of the monster truck.
I was gonna say, is it also a sauna or something?
It does look
Based on
like
the
that.
wood?
It does look like that. Oh boy. The artwork, I think, is the best ? Part about it. Is there like something they're mimicking here, or do you think this is just like quote unquote unique artwork? Like, I'm not recognizing any of this as like identifiable characters.
Well, like the Bride of Frankenstein, yes.
Okay, see, I don't know these things. What about the spider crab thing on the back here?
I don't know. Is it holding his eyes?
I
like
think
that
so.
one cartoon character?
Oh, like
you made a car out
in
of
like Aerial Monsters.
Yeah.
There's eyes on the
Nose
front
with
too.
eyes. Nice.
There's this.
Yeah, these are all like very generic recreations of like old monster movies like
Yeah.
Wolfman and Bride of Frankenstein.
There's your
Ooh, suicide doors.
suicide doors, of course. Obviously. Yeah. This could be yours. Just go down to what is it? Autotech Auto Sales and get yourself the monster truck for
Only
$35,000.
3,500.
100. Yeah. 100 would be
100,000. You know what I
100
mean.
100 would be all right. $35,000. You can be the talk of the town and probably not for good reasons.
Oh, you got the lagoon guy on the back.
I'm happy that you know more about this than I do.
I used to like what's that guy's name? The monster from the Black Lagoon. That's the guy.
I just noticed there's one under here too. I hadn't noticed that. So
Oh,
much
that looks
detail.
like it might be King Kong or
Yeah.
something.
But it's all like generic, so it's like Prince Kong. Interesting dealer. I really hope, I sincerely hope somebody traded this in. I hope that's how this came to be. It's got a Carfax, Kurt. It's got 24 detailed records available.
Carfax.
7 service
Oh,
history on
man.
record. No accidents or damage reported.
Gonna bring that into the emissions testing.
Good times. Good times. Good luck.
Thanks. Well, my thought here is a repeat of my last week's entry, but this one's actually like custom and honestly well done. So this is a best of that. This is like the best version of what last week's my
It's
bug
it's
truck
the
kit.
it's the bug truck living its best life.
Yes. First of all, it's a better bug model if there is such a thing. A '64 Volkswagen bug truck for only $3,000. Built by a Boeing tool and die maker, so you know
Oh.
it's precision.
I thought that sentence was going to end at Tool.
Built by a Boeing tool. A real what did your other ad called, guys? Real catalytic converter.
Yeah.
Son of
Punk bleep bleeps.
a punk bleep bleep. The back piece was riveted like an airplane.
Oh.
A very good conversion. Brakes and hubs, yada yada yada. Needs some tuning. Open to offers. Check it out.
Runs and bugs.
Runs and bugs. I don't know what the addition of the big bumpers in the front is. That a thing? These
That's
bugs
the safety bumpers, Kurt.
that they got? Is that the
Yeah.
the stock ones they got? It just looks like it's from a different square car.
Yeah, they do. They do look like they're from a different square car. I don't think this is the right year to have safety bumpers, though.
Well, he was Boeing. You know, Boeing is all about safety.
Burn.
Hey, 12-month-old joke.
I'm just not. I don't know. I don't know enough about bugs. I gotta get my cousin on the line. He's the bug one in the family. I don't know that this is a 64. Like I feel like this is a later bug with the safety bumpers, but I could be wrong. Maybe they just put those on there for like it's a truck, you know. It's gotta have bumpers so you can hit things.
Weight distribution. If you load in the back, you gotta have.
The bed's pretty cool.
The bed's pretty cool. It's like an old truck.
Farmer, yeah, like a farmer truck, but bed bug. It's got
Bed bug. It's the old bed bug. The engine is exposed, kind of like a dune buggy bug.
It's just there,
That's the engine.
allegedly. Wait, those aren't rivets. Those are nuts and bolts.
The bed. They're talking about the bed.
But
Or is that the rivets? I don't know what they're talking about. Rivets and bolts.
I'm disappointed. I expected to see like aircraft style rivets all through here. And what I'm seeing is nuts and bolts. I feel bamboozled. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. 90 miles an hour. What's this?
Cool. It's a. I don't. Transmission fluid?
Is that a flask?
That looks like a oil.
It does. Is that how you check the oil?
Oh, you're right. The engine is in the back, isn't it?
Right.
How soon I forget. Don't
I don't
know. I've
know.
never seen that in a bug.
I've never seen such a thing. Hippo, help me out. Neat. It's a bug truck. Wait, does it have a gross weight? Like, does it have a maximum weight on the side? Under 4,000 gross weight. It's literally registered as a truck in my mind, and I want that to be the case. I want to believe that 4,000 pounds has been on this.
Ooh.
Or like a total of 4,000 pounds anyway. I'm gonna believe it. It helps my brain. $3,000.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's a much better deal than the last week's, which was like asking what, like $24,000?
Right? And that wasn't even a truck. Like, you couldn't even use that for truck things. That was only for looks. I appreciate it.
He appreciates it, much like he appreciated the Celica.
Yeah, you
with
did a
the
lot
beam
of
swap.
you had some cone friendly ads this week.
Yeah. Well, I'm holding my ZK ones for next time
Of course.
if he ever comes back.
He'll probably come back and have a lot more of a particular style of joke to offer, if I had to guess. Well,
More minivans.
right. I think you mean wagons, sir.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry. It's wagons.
The wagons. All right. Well, that does it for this installment of Random Parked. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you vote on Best Ad. I am now putting the Best Ad in the description. So the poll is in the description, not in the comments, because YouTube has started to mark my own comments with links in them as spam. So that's not working.
You can never be too careful, Cone.
It's true. So they're going in the description now to be the first line of the description. Also, at the very, very end of the show, by the time nobody's listening, I'm going to say that I currently have a special offer on Patreon for ornaments. I should have those nearby. Kurt, say something for a minute.
I am holding two of them in my hand, and you must just trust me that they look exactly like the ones that Cone is going to show you.
Hey, I got them.
Yes.
I've got a ramp truck carrying Christmas tree ornament and a cone. Yours won't have a spider in it. Mine has a spider in it because that's just funny.
Added protein.
Those are available on patreon.com/conedodger240. There's a limited run of 25 if you want to claim your own. They are $35.
Well, it's got your name on the bottom
It does.
of the truck. I just now noticed
Yeah.
that as I was. Yeah.
It's
neat.
like engraved into it. I think it says something like Cone 2020 or something like that. I don't remember what all it says on the bottom.
Mine says Cone Dodger 240.
Okay then. All right. I have all the information that you need. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.